Hey guys, what is up? My name is Megan and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe, and welcome to today's video, which is my September TBR. We're doing things a little bit differently this month because it's a little bit of a different month. Now, this month, first of all, is the start of autumn in my head. September, the Burr months, everybody's excited. It's the perfect season for a reader. But it is also Everbloom. Everbloom is a read-a-thon I host. I will not go into too much detail, but it is a month-long read-a-thon. I will leave all of the information for that read-a-thon in the cards and down below in the description, but it is happening. You can join if you are a year 2 student or join from the beginning as a year 1. It is a prom-based, like, academic setting vibe. So if you're fancying a read-a-thon, all of that information will be there for you. So instead of playing my usual game, which is the Book Hive board game that I play, we are going to pick books from my lovely Acorn, which has all of the prompts for year 2 students of my readathon. And because I am your headmaster, I am not part of a team, so I just put everything in here and we'll be picking out books and just reading from those prompts for the month. Now, I do also have special projects and monthly videos planned out for Everbloom, and just as reading vlogs, so I'm going to go into that. There will be timestamps down below if you want to skip to just me picking out books for my TBR, but for the rest of you, here's what's happening. First things first, every week of my Everbloom vlogs will be themed around different books and different themed and challenges. So I had a poll up on my Discord, on the Everbloom Discord, as well as my YouTube community, and here is what will be happening. They are not in the order that they might come out, but these are the themed vlogs. One vlog will be reading only spooky middle grade books for one week. We have a week that will be dedicated to reading Fairy Loot books, so books that I've gotten in my Fairy Loot subscription. Another week will be only reading books that I've never heard anything about, and the other week will be dedicated to series. Now, I had posted, and it was a very close vote between only reading first books in a series for a week and only reading the last books in a series for a week. But after I put up that poll, Krista from Books and Jams announced her series bingo board, like readathon, for September. So instead I will be trying to earn a bingo from that board, and that will be dedicated to a weekly reading vlog. I have also on my community tab posted a video schedule for the month of September, which I'm hoping to hold myself accountable to. So here is technically what will be happening in September. So I am working on those goals for the month, and I'm very excited for September. There will be a bunch of live shows and different activities because it is the month of Everbloom, so I should be very active here on YouTube if life goes according to plan. Now, other than that, I am very much so in a reading mood. I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks because I've been going on walks on my lunch breaks and just having a grand old time. I am currently working on the first in a series of catching up on book series. They can be either incomplete or complete, but I just want to get up to date or complete series. And the first episode of that should be up on Friday by the time you are watching this video. And for my next episode, you guys have voted, and I will be reading the Keeper of the Lost City series, part 1 of my vlog. So I will be reading books 2, which is Keeper of the Lost City's Exile, book 3, which is Everblaze, and book 4, which is Never Seen. These are pretty chunky middle grade books. They are part of a middle grade fantasy series that is very well known and highly compared to Harry Potter, about Sophie, who learns that she has magical powers and she's an elf and she's transported to this magical world. I have read and reviewed book 1 and I want to keep going, so because these are big, I'm not going to read like 9 books in a series in one vlog. I'll be spreading them out, but we're going to start with these. So these are all technically on my September TBR, plus everything else I'm trying to read. In September, there are also a lot of new releases that are coming out, and I'm going to be working on new release vlogs for both sequels that I'm anticipating and just new releases. A lot of them are sequels, but there are other books that I'm just anticipating as well. I think some of those vlogs will be out in October more so than September, but just know that that is a plan. There are a lot of new releases coming out this month and in the upcoming month of like October that I'm really looking forward to. One of them is technically end of August, and that is the newest and final book in the Skandar series, if we don't count the prequel, which was announced incredible announcement. We also have Chronicles of Weather Y2, which is coming out in September, and we have the new Angie Thomas book in her middle grade series that the first book, The Manifestor Prophecy, released a couple of years ago. Read it, absolutely loved it. Book 2 is out in September, so those are some of the things I'm hoping to get on my TBR. But other than that, we just want to pick books that fit the themes. For the TBR, we're also going to pick one of my books for my TBR jar. This is literally the entirety of my physically owned TBR of books that I have not read. So we're going to shake and pick a book and add this to the TBR as well. We'll go with this one, which I'm not even sure you can see. Interesting choice. This is Blackthorn Key. It is middle grade, it is mystery, it is the first in a series. I should technically be excited to read this. I don't know why I'm not more excited. This is the Blackthorn Key. As I mentioned, it is the first in a mystery series. I don't know if, I'm assuming there are fantastical elements in here as well, because we're talking about apothecaries. This is about someone who is an apprentice to Master Benedict Blackthorn, and a cult is targeting apothecaries, and there's murders and stuff goes awry, and then we have to solve the mysteries. This used to be a popular middle grade series several years ago. I don't know when this released. In 2015, and I've heard some buzz about this series, but then the buzz kind of died down with the years, and I have never read it. So I had purchased this a few years back, so this is a good thing. Like, it needs to get off my list and see if it's a series I want to continue or I'm DNFing. But book 1, and I feel like this is a good pick for a September month. So continuing on with the TBR jar of prompts, we're gonna give this acorn a good shake. Look how cute this mug is. Like, can we take a minute? So we've got the mug. Pick number 1. Drum roll, please. You can't see, so I'm gonna tell you. Is the prompt for the class Alchemy of Seasons, and in those department classes, it might get confusing for those of you who are not participating, but there is a basic class and an advanced class for different kinds of points, so I can choose from 2 different prompts. I feel like I'm out of focus. One prompt is set during the fall, and the other is let the cauldron pick, and that means to randomize your TBR. Why not just wreak havoc on ourselves and pull out another book from the TBR jar? We'll go right on top with this one. Ooh, this is exciting. Will you be able to see? This is The Marvelers. That I am excited about. Will it fit any theme I'm planning on reading? Not really, but that's fine because it's still working towards something. This is The Memory Thieves, which is book 2 in the Marvelers series by Danielle Clayton. It is a middle grade fantasy series with an academia setting. This book's premise is essentially that we follow a main character who lives in a world where there are conjurers and marvelers, and they don't jive well between the two, and there's this school for marvelers who is now like opening up their door to conjurers. Our main character is a conjurer, and she is the first of her kind to go to this marveler school, and so it's like her learning about being a marveler, her having to face discrimination. There is a mystery element in here, and it is a lot about like inequalities and injustices, and it's magic and power and friendship and mysteries and a fun school setting that's like literally up in the clouds. It was a lot of fun. I'm doing a terrible job at explaining this series, but absolutely loved book 1. I will leave my wrap up with me explaining a little bit better what the series is, but it was something that I absolutely enjoyed. The audios for these are fantastic, so I'll probably be listening to this via audio, and that will work for Alchemy of Seasons. Let's go again with this one. I don't think I should even show you. You're not going to be able to see what it says, but we have Creatures of Twilight, which is another department class, and for that we have the basic class, which is black or navy cover, or the advanced class, which is featuring mythical creatures. I think I'm gonna go with the black or navy for this one. I think. I did have a peruse of my shelves, and we are indeed going with the basic class for this one, so black or navy, and for that I will be going with The Haunting of Aveline Jones. This is the first in a middle grade spoopy series. I have been wanting to read the series for years, and I have been holding off since getting this to like read it. This is again available through audiobooks on BookBeat, so I'll be listening and probably reading at the same time. I don't know if there's illustrations in this one. It doesn't. Oh, it does look like there are small illustrations throughout. This is, as I said, a spoopy middle grade book. There's a lot of black on here, and this is definitely going to be featured in my reading vlog for reading spooky middle grade books for 1 week. So that is 2 birds, 1 stone with this one. I don't know much more about it. It's the first in a like series. I don't know how they're interconnected, but it is the first in a series. So we're starting lots of series, but we're going to continue some series as well. So it's going to balance out. So excited for this one. So excited. Let's go for another prompt. We'll go with this one. It looks like another department class. And this is Trickster's Art. The basic class is a book with morally gray characters, and the advanced class is a title with alliteration. What shall I do? Easy. I don't even know why I struggled with this one. We're going with Skandar Five, The Spirit War by A.F. Stedman. It is the last book in the Skandar series. I will have a dedicated vlog for this one, spoiler filled, because it's book 5 in a series. There are definitely some morally gray characters in Skandar, especially by the end of book 4. Chaos has ensued. Most anticipated release of the year. Needs to be on my September TBR, so this is my golden ticket. Let's go again. We'll go with this chunky piece of paper right here, which looks like another other department class. It is. This is for the Lost Realms class. One prompt, the basic prompt, is a book nobody talks about on social media, and then the advanced prompt is a sequel or companion novel that released at least 2 years after the first book or the previous book. I am gonna go with a book nobody talks about on social media, because again, that is one of the vlogs I will be focusing on in September. For this one, I will be going with The Forgotten Magic of Zoe Turner by Aaron Stewart. This is a middle grade book that I talked about in my most recent haul, where I bought a bunch of books that I had never heard anybody speak about, and this follows a young girl who has anxiety and used to love reading and escaping into books with her dad until he passed away. Since then, she hasn't really been herself, nor has she been indulging in the activities that used to make her feel really good, until her favorite author, was also her dad's favorite author, comes for a book signing. She doesn't end up meeting him, but ends up finding his pen, and his pen is magical, and she gets to like create her own world. It sounds phenomenal. I think there'll be topics of grief and anxiety in here as well, which are two things I really love reading about, especially grief. And I love finding middle grade books that I haven't heard anyone speak about. It is harder to find middle grade book recommendations on YouTube, so I'm kind of making it my duty to spread the word when I find some gems. So I'm hoping that vlog will serve that purpose. My vision for this vlog is not only to read middle grade. I have a plan to read a middle grade, a fantasy, and a mystery. So those are like 3 books that I'm hoping to cram within 1 week. This will probably be a physical read. I haven't tested out the audio, but I'm not sure I want to listen to the audio. I don't know. If the audiobook is good, if you've read this, let me know. But yeah, very excited. We can do maybe 2 more. I feel like that would be a good TBR with everything else that's not going to fit in here that I need to read. I got 2. Let's take a tiny one because that might be just a regular basic class. I fear it isn't. It's another department class, which is Hidden Hand, with either a hand on the cover for the basic class or a chosen one trope for the advanced class. Interesting. Let me think of this. I am going with the hand on the cover prompt, and for that I am going to read The Moor Witch by Jessica Corey, which is the author of The Mystery School of Musicraft. This is an arc of her new and like debut adult novel. This is romantasy. I am not a romantasy girl, but for Jessica Corey I will be, and I will become a romantasy girly. And clearly this is hands. There's hands on the cover, and it is the most iconic tagline. It says, "Her fate is bound by thread and a wicked bargain with the fae." And this is about weaver magic, so it feels like such a fall book. Jessica Corey is one of my favorite authors of all time, and would you believe this if I told you it's hand signed? I might use this for my books I've never heard of on social media because it's not even out yet, but I do have another book which I might also put in there. We shall see what ends up making it, but technically this is on my TBR, so it has priority, but you can never go wrong with a Jessica Corey book. I'll say it every time I talk about her. She is an icon. I love her presence on social media. I love her as an author, and The Mystery School of Musicraft is an absolutely outstanding series. It fits a lot of the prompts for Everbloom, just saying. So excited. Can you believe I have an arc of this? I cannot. Who am I? Nobody? Do I have an arc of this? I do. This is so fun. I never want to stop. I feel like I need to get a basic class, at least one. I'm going to go with this one. Again, I don't think it's a basic class. It is not. It's another department class. Art of Illusion, either an illustrated cover or only font on the cover for the advanced class. For this, I'm going to go with the illustrated class option, and I'm going to read Cat Dragon. This is a book that I only heard of very recently because it is a special edition that I am receiving, and this was my other option for reading like books I've never heard of before on social media. I still don't quite know what this book is about, but the cover. It is the most fall, cozy, fantastic, beautiful, whimsical, adorable cover known to man, and I've seen the special edition I'm awaiting in the mail. I have seen it, and let me tell you, it will become my entire personality. If this book sucks, it's going to be the biggest tragedy of my entire life. Don't tell me if it sucks. I don't want to know. So let me know. Do you prefer me reading Cat Dragon or The Moor Witch in that vlog? Hopefully I can get to both, but I was trying to balance out the genres in that one. So let me know what is of most interest to you. But yeah, just vibes, iconic vibes. I'm having so much fun. We can do one more. One more is a reasonable amount. Like, there's still a few of these in the jar. And we'll go for this one. We haven't had one basic class. We have Art of the Chase, either a book you've been avoiding or a book with a character in pursuit. Interesting. I like these prompts. I made these prompts up. I don't know why I'm like flattering myself, but For this prompt, I'm going to go with the advanced class, which is with a book with a character in pursuit. For that, I'm going to put Catabasis by R.F. Kuang, which is her newest release, and it is about two characters who go to hell in search of their teaching advisor or professor. They are in pursuit of said person, and it's like academia based. They're descending into hell. We'll see how I think about it, but this is again going to be featured in a vlog for the Fairy Loot special edition. It is coming. It was the August pick, and so I will be reading that one. It will be one of the books featured in that vlog. There's obviously a lot more that I'm going to need to read this month because I have such ambitious reading goals and a lot to read, and with the new releases, with everything else piling up on top of this TBR, I think we're going to stop here. Even though I had so much fun, I think I could have went through every single prompt. I did not find an elective or a basic prompt. We're only doing departments apparently, which doesn't matter. I'm not actually accumulating points for said teams. It's just to be part of the fun of my own read-a-thon. So let's recap the TBR. These are some of the books I'm reading. So we have Memory Thieves, Forgotten Magic of Zoe Turner, The Haunting of Aveline Jones, Blackthorn Key, which is just my TBR jar pick, and then The Keeper of the Lost Cities, which I'll be working on, and then we'll have The Moor Witch, The Cat Dragon, Catabasis, and Scandar, plus everything else that will be read and featured in vlogs. Is this a mission impossible? Probably. Am I still gonna try? Of course I will. If you made it this far, leave me an acorn emoji if they exist, or any fall emoji of your choice. Let me know what you are reading next month. And I'll see you bright and early September 1st for some kickoff sprints for Everbloom. Bye guys, happy reading.